Thank you, Jonathan. I had it muted earlier and never turned it back on, apparently. So, you didn't hear anything I said for the last 8 minutes. Don't I sound like an idiot? Basically, I'm trying to get the tower crane to consume its inventory. And we're investigating how we can achieve that, because right now it's a block state, not an item that it's trying to place from its blueprint. Can you hear me now? Okay, I hope. That it's trying to place. Yeah, okay. So, get item. There was a place that I earlier looked to see if this was the right item. Thank you. Who was it that I was checking to see if the item was the same? Or was a specific type of block? Let's look at the entity for the grader. That might do something like it, because it's got to look at its inventory. That's breaking blocks. Sprint button is where we can do this. We're extracting the item. If it's air, what is IB? Item block. So we're casting the get item to item block. So we can look at the items in the inventory, get their item blocks, see if they line up with that state that we're getting, and then look at the metadata on it as well. Maybe. So let's start with that. So in here, we'll need another class, another call if... that's only when we want to place it, though. We want to do it before we place it. That's setting it when it's picking it up. So I guess it's here in this. And we don't want to progress to the next state if it's not the correct item. Excellent. I was telling you some of that stuff to protect you guys, right? Because I would hate to see your project take off on Kickstarter, get a lot of publicity, and then someone just goes and grabs it all and is like, ha, you owe us $10,000 to get your domain or something, right? That would suck. I'm fully aware it's a lot of hassle and to set it up, but it's worth it in the long end. Yeah. So where are we setting the state at? Let's see. We need to find all occurrences of this. Right, exactly. Okay, that's where we're setting it in NBT data. Okay, so the wench and the gantry are all in position for their targets, and the arm rotation's at its target, and state equals -1, then it will set state for target. Or set the targets for the state, whatever. Where does the state go to from 1 to 2 though? I'm confused. Or state equals -1. Okay. So that's what's happening. So we can also add another and in here about the item being in the system or not. Like check contains item or something. Do we have something like that? Get slot for face, get output, get fields. Those are all standard stuff. Just don't remember if we've already got it set up. Add to inventory. There's nothing. Okay. So we'll somewhere down here we'll create a new one. Public boolean can contains block. That's a crappy name for that, but it's the best thing called right now. So block int meta, because I don't know if that's going to work or not though. Terminate sure. We're going to say for int I equals 0, I is less than inventory size blank. There we go. I plus plus. Loop through all inventory. Say result. Boolean result equals false by default. And we're going to check each inventory item. So inventory dot, or I guess it is, get instance. If inventory is an instance of item block, let me say item block IB equals item block inventory I. So we're going to cast it into an item block. Why does it not like that? And I guess we need to say if it's null first, otherwise we'll get all sorts of error messages. If inventory I is not equal to null, okay, ib dot get block equals Minecraft block, please. And then we'll say I block state. That's what the blueprint array is. Hey, Gator.
Hello.
Got capital. Block state. Get block, okay. Same block, check meta. ib.getBlock.get meta from state. We don't have a state. So is it inventory i.get item.get meta? There we go. What? Take that item stack right here. If that equals block state dot get meta. Block state. There we go. This may not work though. I'm heavily guessing, and then we will set result equals to true and return true. I'm sorry, return result. And we can just say return result here as well, because we don't need to loop anymore once we find one of them. It's ULT. Okay, contains block. We'll do this in here. We didn't use block at all, did we? So if contains block, meta of the block. I don't think we used meta either. makes sense because everything's contained in the block state. So then we go down and get the current positions, the current blueprint stuff. This. Okay. Oh, need an extra parenthesis there. Need another if this is not null, prevent an error from happening. So it can't change state unless the block that it's going for in the blueprint array is in the thing. Or that block here is air. That is air. Really? Get block is air. That state. No. Dot air. Equals blocks. This is the next thing in the blueprint's air we want to continue on anyway, we don't care. We'll need to do this check again, because this is only when we're changing states, so when the arm goes to do its next thing. So I'm realizing as I'm doing this that there's going to be a need for feedback to the person that's running the tower crane to know that you don't have the block that you're trying to place.
Fireworks.
Okay then.
Why not?
But how would you know what the block is it's trying to place? This is what I'm getting at.
Oh, well, I assumed that inventory grid, you could maybe put a red square around. Oh, but then red square around what? I see.
Yes, because there wouldn't be anything in there.
Yeah, maybe it could have like grayed out items of everything it requires, and then you place it in, and it ungrays the item, as well deletes the item, I suppose.
Okay, so it's
Asian Warfare does a similar type of thing to what I just said.
It didn't start placing it until it had it. Now it's stopped again because it doesn't have what it needs. I put a lever in. It doesn't like it because levers are odd.
Are they?
Yeah.
So you're making it
Require
resources.
Yeah. It's not going to use them quite yet because I just started this.
Yeah.
But it's checking to make sure it's got it first.
That's cool.
Or I've got another bug somewhere else I'm just not realizing it. So let's figure out. Okay, it's not hitting that part, but it is hitting this part. So what part is failing here?
Do you cause any ore gen? Sorry.
Yes, the oil stone, which has really no purpose yet.
Okay. And the dimension?
Yeah, that's got its. Oh, I've also got a village on the version that I've got now, the private build. So that's
Okay, so not
world
the
gen
public
stuff.
Fine. Just checking.
We crashed. File name stuff. Don't care about that. Which side is this on? This client or server? I don't know. We're at line 210, but Eclipse has decided that it doesn't want to show me that.
Standard.
Right. Quack, quack.
I want to jump for the star now.
Oh. I just restarted Eclipse today. Don't do this to me. This makes debugging so much harder.
Yeah, I got it. Awesome.
What if I switch perspectives back and forth? Let me see what's happening. No. Please. Okay, there. Okay, it's trying to look at. Okay. Whatever that value is. Breakpoints, variables, expressions. There we go. And how do I pin you again? There we go. Blop.
Commit your forges to update.
You got it. So it is a lever. Okay, so if we step over that line, we're now in 211. I'm going to step into that, and that now it's showing me where I'm at in my code. Cool. So how far down into this does it get? Because I'm assuming this returns false is the issue. So one of these is not occurring, or not correct. Okay, the item in the inventory slot is not null. It's sandstone in that one, so we're going to skip this one. Now it's the lever. We step over that line. It is an instance of item block. Get block returns what for this? 170, which is lever. And the block state we're after is what? Lever. Okay. And then the metadata on it is where it's probably failing. It is 0 on the item in the inventory. And 1 in my block state because I'm going to set it to a specific state. Crap.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. No way. I can run a higher forge version and still join a lower forge server like yours.
Makes sense. Like, you wouldn't benefit from bug fixes that were server-side bug fixes in Forge, though. Of course.
But I want to add mods for a single player game. So.
Gotcha.
Like train craft. Immersive railroading. That one. I wonder if they've updated Traincraft by now. They probably haven't.
Oh. Maybe.
Maybe. I still like immersive railroading more, but just curious now.
What if I tried to create a item block for this block state?
Well, create a variable.
So what I'm saying is, like, when you have a block in the world, it's a block object. But when you have it in your inventory, it's an item block. It's a different thing in Minecraft. And that thing, that item block for a lever, can never have metadata on it because there's only one flavor of a lever in your inventory. When you place it,
you can have states.
But when you place it as a player, you're always putting it into its default state. You're never putting it into any other state. But this thing is trying to put it into a specific state. So we need to know what that state is in order to place it in that state, but we can't use it to compare it to what's in your inventory.
But it knows via the blueprint what state it wants. Yes. It just needs to know that it has the required resource of the item, the item block version.
Yes.
The generalized version.
So if I did get default state and then used that to get its meta state, that might be enough.
So you're saying the default block state is the same as the item that you would have in your hand?
The metadata is item. The item metadata should be the same. Yeah. So let me look at the block states for, say, stone, with all of its different flavors of stone, or the logs. Actually, they're called wood, aren't they? Is there such a thing? There's stone, okay. And get state for meta is the variant based on it. Get default state doesn't happen. It's going to be 0. So the default state for any type of stone, any variant of stone, will always be stone. So that won't work. Dang it. So if you have andesite, it's going to come back. The get default state will be just regular stone.
Well, what does andesite look like in item version, hand version, rather than block version? Because that must be different.
In your hand, it does visually look different because they both have different metadata on them. So if we do this, andesite is item ID 00001, metadata 5, whereas regular stone is 0001, metadata 0.
Yeah. But you're saying if you ask for andesite, I'll give you stone. Fine. But what we're trying to figure out is you just want the resource. So you don't want to have to say build blueprint andesite. It looks for the default. It looks for stone in the inventory. You want to say look for andesite, but then it has metadata to tell it.
Yes, that Minecraft stone metadata 6 is polished andesite, for example.
Yeah, but what if... So it has metadata whilst in hand, then?
It does. But that metadata doesn't match the block state, because in the case of a lever, because you never have a lever in your hand of a state powered on the wall.
Okay, but in the state of... For the stone, it does. Has exactly the same metadata, right?
Yes. So stone, it would work fine. If I was...
And andesite.
And andesite, it should work. But something like a lever, there's no metadata on the item in the... Ah, there we go. It's metadata 0, right?
So just for every metadata 0, look for... I mean...
But that won't work, though, because, like, stone is metadata 0, too.
Yeah, but then just give it stone. If it has no metadata, then take the default value. If it has any metadata, make it match.
But it's the item in the inventory of the tower crane that has no metadata for that lever. The item or the block I'm trying to place does have metadata. So if we equated this back to stone again, it would allow regular stone to be put in the inventory and then place andesite.
Alright, then there must be a flag that tells it if it's a... There's either a flag, you know, other mods have dealt with this. It must be something that...
Maybe. Maybe they have.
They couldn't have hard-coded it, so... Yeah.
Oh, they could hard-code it. They wouldn't want to, but they could have.
No, this is fine, right?
What if I just say, like, I need to get the item for the block I have. Get...
Oh, Jesus, someone kill me in the world. In...
Get item. So that tries to get the item. Is it an item stack? It gets an item stack. And it takes a world position and a state. This is old, it's showing. Deprecated. Get pick block. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. It takes a state, a target, a world, position, and a player. Oh my gosh. Really? It ignores the player part. Interesting. Why require it then? And it calls get item on it, which is the thing I was just looking at. What the heck? Get item takes a world and a position, ignores both of those parameters, and only uses the state. Why did they build Minecraft this way? Why do I need to pass a world and a position if you're not going to do crap with it?
So what's happening then?
Like the vanilla code, or at least what Forge has changed, if it's changed by Forge, I don't know. It takes a world, so like, is this the overworld or whatever, right? That kind of thing. The position, so the coordinates of the block, and a state to determine what the item should be. Like, it's something placed in the world. But all it actually looks at is the state. That's it. So the other two are pointless. I could pass null to both of these, and it's not going to care one bit. So why have them? Why require them? Okay, so I'm going to call get item, and I'm going to pass null to both of those. See if it allows it. Null. Null. Get state. Block state. Okay. That will give us the item stack that makes this thing up. So is that the same as this one? And I think there's a special thing that'll give us the item stack. Dot get meta data. There we go. get metadata. There. So we're asking the block that we're trying to place based on the block state to give us the... We're asking the block state to give us the block it would place. That block, we're asking, what is the item that would be used for this block? And it'll give us an item stack. And then we're asking that item stack, what's your metadata? I think this will work.
I did not follow enough.
Well, it just placed the lever, so that's good.
No, wonderful.
Obviously, we need to test the crap out of it, but...
Yeah. Andesite.
Yeah, I think scanning basically a stripe of andesite, stone, orite, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Fire.
Maybe something more
Hello.
intricate as well. Well, howdy.
Howdy.
How's
Do
it
you
going?
play No Man's Sky?
I bought it. I don't know why I bought it because I never spend any time on it. I'm good at that recently.
So, I also have No Man's Sky. I played it when they released the VR update for about 3 days. I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, I played it in VR and then decided to sell my HTC Vive and I'm waiting on that.
You did sell
Like-
it? Or you're waiting for
No,
it to...
I'm waiting for it to
Okay.
be sold. No Man's Sky was the final, like, nail in the coffin. For no reason.
I can't wait for Boneworks. Now, I say that, but I was also excited about No Man's Sky update coming out, but I wasn't very impressed with it. I just don't know if I cared for the game in general. I also haven't played it very much, so...
I was using the wireless for the HTC and it really didn't turn out well.
Oh, did it lag too hard with the...
Yeah, the graphics was...
Yeah.
Because of the lag was, yeah, not good enough. I was like, right. Might as well go wired, and if I'm doing that, I might as well go to index. So.
Yeah. I'll say some good news on the whole controller thing I was warning you about. The posts I've seen on Reddit lately are, I just bought the a new one, and the controller has no issues. Like, multiple people are saying that they fixed the clicky issue with the controller now. So
Wonderful.
now
So just your fault. Just your problem.
it's just my problem, and it's so insignificant to me. I don't care.
Well,
I don't. I on every game controller I've ever had, the ability to click the joystick in, I have hated with a vengeance, because it's almost impossible to click it in without moving that stick. And like in like a shooter game, if there's like something where you got to do where you got to push a stick in and you're aiming with that stick, you just screwed up your aim. So that's why I don't ever use it.
Good.
I can imagine that in VR. I can move my controller, my person around with this stick, but I've got to push the button in, and when I push the button in, it moves me and I get motion sickness because I wasn't expecting to move.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing would
Not
be
great.
bad.
But then you could just map away that button.
Yes, and that's what I fully intend to do. If there's some game that tries to use it a lot, I'll just put it on
Yeah.
something else that
And
I
it's
care about.
integral.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Unless like there's no other way to map it, because all the buttons are bound to something. Okay, so now we need to make it. No, let's scan some stuff first. Okay, go in here. You know, I'm just gonna place into one of these. Oop, and we'll go. And we'll go down stone. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put the dirt on there for
That was
fun.
odd. There was iron in the furnace, iron ingots that had been made. And there was some iron dust of the machine mods, and it wouldn't smelt it, the machine mod iron dust,
Really?
to add to the stack. Which makes me want to test that now.
Wait, no. Pull out the iron, let it smelt,
Yeah.
and see if you get an entire stack of iron.
Oh yeah, instantly.
Instead of one iron, you get an entire stack, right? And you're using a vanilla furnace.
Yeah.
That's not intentional. That's how it works right now, and I've got a bug fix in the version I'm running now.
Uh-huh.
Basically, when I created the turbo furnace, which is intended to smelt an entire stack from the source to a stack in the target, like from input to output.
Yep.
In one smelting operation, I overwrote the recipes for the vanilla stuff too, and I never caught it because when you first go into a world or when the server first starts up or whatever, it hasn't overwritten it yet until you use the turbo furnace once.
Oh.
And then once you use it once, it's item dupe heaven.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. Bit of a game break.
Yeah, well, you can always smelt it and throw the other 63 of them away.
Every time.
You just put a stack in and then
remove.
then just delete the rest of the dust. That works.
All that, yeah. Just one dust.
Stone. Get stone.
Oh, what was I doing? I don't know.
Get stoned.
Ancient Warfare and Railway Craft.
Ancient Warfare and my mod. There you go. Those two would go together well, right?
Yeah, they do. Thank you very much.
Okay, we put stone in, just regular stone. And it's trying to place it. Oh, and it did place it. And it stopped. Because it doesn't have the next one. Yep, as soon as I put the next one in, it's going back to grab it. I think we need to stop it, not when it places it, but when it's back over here.
Oh yeah, so it's ready to go.
So that means we need to look at which state it is to determine if it should change or not. And those states are defined somewhere in this code. At position to place block. 6 is wench needs to go up. Arm rotate to loading position and gantry moving to 0 as well. So we need to check if it's state 2 only, I think. Or state it's not equal to.
It's the end.
Oh, not 2, so 1, I guess, because it tried to pick it up. Yeah, so it's sitting there waiting for the next block. Perfect. Just come back, sit, wait for this polished dorite. Now I can, in here, display a message that says waiting on Minecraft : stone. Whatever variants are on it.
You kind of want to list the ingredients, right? Or you're gonna already do that.
True.
You don't want to, because you'll have to remember that from Blueprint and we'll go back every time. It would be great if you could just put a chest next to it and it could pull from the chest as well.
Why? It's got its own inventory.
Yeah.
It's got its own double chest worth of inventory.
But if you had, say, AW like interface next to it, I had everything ever. I could just build.
For
But
now, no.
yeah, fine. I didn't say anything.
Yeah. I would like it to, so you know how it renders, like when I put this one in here, it renders the block in the claw. I would like it to render the next block sitting right here. Because it's supposed to come down and pick it up, that's what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't have it doing that yet.
Could have like some sort of storage be the bottom actual block. So the very first cube of the crane be not a storage chest, but something more industrial looking than that.
Yeah.
And then like a hopper output looking thing on the direction where the block is going to be picked up from. And then pops out a block. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I think, I know this is very limited testing we're doing here, but I think it's actually working. Now, the thing it needs to do next is consume the block from the inventory as it places it.
Yep. It isn't going to be that simple, is it?
No, because it's got to figure out what slot it's in and all that junk. But I think I've got something similar. That's why I'm trying to go back and look. So, like, the combine, or the tractor.
Thing.
The tractor, when it plants, looks through all of its slots and picks one from the slot and extracts item. And it does a slot and amount. Excuse me. Oh, because it's already looping through all of the slots. So we need to create another method that basically does the same thing as the whatever I called it. The check to see if it's got it. Contains block. And we'll just call it drains block.
I load the wrong Minecraft. Fiddlesticks, I did, didn't I?
I don't know what you just said.
Did it cut out?
Just too quiet for me. Because I got music playing in my headset too.
Howdy.
Howdy. Are you allowed to say that?
What? Anyway.
Just saying, is it too American?
I'm allowed to say it. I'm in my own place. Might be too American, but you know.
Is that something I'm special at it? I mean, I don't care if you say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that is. That is because that is an item handler, dang it. So instead, we need to come up with our own freaking method that does this. Awesome. Is there like reduce by 1? Remove stack from slot. And it just takes the slot and it sets it to an empty stack. Okay, so if we create another method, and this method is going to look at the stack that's in that slot given. We're going to say, is there not one already like this? There's got to be. I thought I already had like a decrease. Yeah, decrease stack size. There we go. 2 stack load 1. If count is less than 1, then we set it to empty slot. What was that?
Nothing. good having previous code you can look.
Yeah, I mean, it's already on this. I just need to call it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a function.
Yeah. It's a function
Stacks up.
in this class, even.
Very nice.
I need to figure out what I'm going to call that because I lost that piece of code. There we go. Drain block. And decrease stack size. This is our stack. And we're going to decrease it by 1. Boom. Terminate. And then place. No, set block. And this is running through our blueprint helper, which is not firing the block place event. So we'll want to make sure we do this. Add a to do. Where are you? Set block. So to do. Add call to event to allow it to be canceled by things like FTP utilities. Because right now it's just placing the block and doesn't ask, am I allowed to place here? Okay, so before we actually set the block, we first need to again check the invent. Or do we do it different? Let's do it different. We still need that check there. We will drain the inventory when we're setting it into the special slot contents, which is up here. So when we pick it up off the ground, that animation occurs. That's when we'll remove it from inventory. And that state 2 is the only time we're checking. No, it's state 1. Okay. So we still need to do the check for the block.
So it's a state machine.
Basically. For the animations.
That's why I'm doing a wick. Well, alright, that's the easiest method of doing anything on wick. On LabViewer program.
Okay. So if this is true, then we can set the contents to the slot still. I'm trying to prevent the player from putting the item in there and then taking it back out, and it just gets duped, right? That's why I have to check it again to make sure it's still in there when we put it into this slot. And then if... Right. I guess I could just check the drain block if I still have the return state on that. And I don't have to call two methods to loop through everything. And I do. So result equals true. Wait, if we do... This returns the item stack. Nah, okay. I'll just leave it as combo. That way we're sure it has it. Oh my god. And then in write to MBT, we are saving the inventory here, but we never save the inventory for slot -1. So this has a special slot that is set up so that the crane is holding something in its claw.
Okay. That's fine.
Wherever I put it. Claw holding, there we go. Imagine that. Put it in something that makes sense. So I need to add one more piece in here that does a similar thing. Stack, item stack, stack equals that, and if stack is empty, it's not empty, so we're going to say mbt tag compound
Find your workshop.
set the set. That should do it. And then that's on write. On read, we're going from slot 0. But if I set this to
No way.
what you know, Wayne?
All the villagers are zombies already. Just friggin' made the world. And I think it's all because there was no torch in your building.
I'm okay with that.
I don't care.
Actually, I think, at least in the newer version, there's a small chance that a village could be a
That might be it too, because it seems
on generation.
way too quick.
Yeah.
Way too quick.
So we actually need to read one more from this on the other side. That's going to be... No, it's doing the tag count. So if there's 16 of them, it's going to grab all 16. We're getting the tag, we're getting the slot. We just need to have an if statement here. If slot equals -1, then we just set the claw to that. Equals new item stack. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that when you walk away and come back, you get the item still. It's not lost. Claw holding, I guess.
Just spawned a village with 5 horses on top of a church, 3 on top of the very spire. Standard.
Okay. Have you found a village with my house in it, my villager house, but also
Yep.
the name tag is yours and the head's yours?
I was just at one, and it was definitely not me.
Okay. Like there's
I've seen 2, so I've seen 2 different people. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, there's like 45, 50 TS Craft members or something like that on the list, so
Bloody hell.
you have pretty low chance of finding yourself. Like,
But when I do, I'm sticking.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Capture the head, steal it.
And replace another village that's actually in a better position with it. Probably.
Okay, there's 63. It's pulling out the inventory.
63.
It's almost like I know how to code things.
Ah, seems like. Nah, you're just lucky.
Okay, so let's take all these out. Oh. Well, that's completely messed up, the shift stack transfer thing. So let's fix that real quick, because that's super annoying when that happens. What's that?
Didn't they gain like full? They turn back into a full stack.
No, it's me shift clicking around is screwing it up. That's what's happening.
Okay. Looked like they gained blocks.
Wait, this should work. So look at my inventory. I got 64 of that. Probably just didn't get to it, but 63 of everything else. Okay, so what I wanted to do. Let's first off clear my inventory so there's no confusion there. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put one of each of these in here. Doing funny placements of them so it finds them in different orders and all sorts of stuff to make sure it does it right. And it took the dirt first. So that was what was on. Stone's going up from in here.
So, yeah, I would make. Oh, damn it. Yeah, why don't you have the first slot of the cell be the first item on the list that's required? Well, the amount of that first item, but just grayed out, so it goes down.
I get what you're saying, but what happens if there's more than 9 items?
What do you mean?
So you're saying this first row would be what's the first 9 items in the blueprint? They're required? Like ghosted image of them?
Yeah, and then on the next row, the next, and then it just keeps on going. Hang on a minute.
Right, but what happens if you have more than 54 blocks that need to be placed in it?
Well, then you place all them into the inventory and then it updates. Yeah, if it overflows, then it overflows. You have to put all those 54 different types of blocks in there because everyone will be individually individual.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
So the max scannable area is 32 by 32 by 32. So that's the max number of possible combinations of blocks that could be in there.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, 32,768 different types of blocks that might need to be placed, assuming, you know, somebody actually made a Minecraft world with that many different types of blocks. But even then, you're highly probable you can get over 54, so if you have some complex build.
So you're gonna have to list it.
I'm gonna have to text list it of what's next somehow. Or
just down the side. Text list.
Yeah, I could put a list over here of the
Like 1,000 stone, 100 levers.
like the next couple of blocks that's coming up that it needs, or something like that. If odds are, if like you know the thing.
Yeah, but you could do like 5 and then just forget the rest. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the next 5.
like a grocery list. I need a quantity of this many.
Yeah. But that's what you're going for anyway, right?
That wasn't what I was thinking, but that makes more sense to do it that way.
Okay. It would minus off the quantity list then once
It's placed it.
I guess.
That makes it harder, Gazer. So much harder.
Wow, blueprints are going to be quite difficult if you don't do anything like that.
Yeah. The easier I make it for the harder it is for me, the easier it is for the player, and that's the right thing, right? I totally get that. That's a cool effect.
Yeah. Bit freaky, actually. Who made the model? You did?
Yeah, I think so. If it wasn't me, it was Blue Boy. I'm pretty sure it was me.
What am I doing?
That's what I need to ask myself. What am I doing now? So we need to have some method that would take a blueprint array like this and figure out a ingredient list with quantities, and then update that ingredient list with quantities based on where we're at any given time in the construction process.
So, how would you store those values?
They're a three-dimensional array, the blueprint blocks, right now, of block states. You will not be able to ride the crane, Jonathan. So the crane's intended to be this particular crane's intended to be a stationary block that you place, and then it builds something for you. That would be pretty cool too, but I think that's going to be kind of hard to control. That's why I went this route, because your player would, in theory, be up in this thing.
Wouldn't it be so cool if you were the claw, though?
Looking down. If you were in the claw?
As in, you had like a video
Feed?
Video feed. It wouldn't, yeah. So you are the claw. Don't do it. Just,
Yes, that would be very cool. It would be very hard.
I'm the claw.
It's like rendering the world from a different perspective altogether. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I think it could be a wrecking ball. No.
Then you have to play the Miley song.
Don't know. Or the bagger.
I got 288.
Anyway, what were you doing? You were, arrays. Shopping list.
Just trying to think of the best way to achieve that, because you need to know that shopping list on the client, but the server's what's got to calculate it out. So it probably ends up being a packet to send that information back and forth. And I think I'm going to take a break from that part of this for now because that's a lot of work. So what else should we work on? Oh wait, the other packet. No, let's not work on that. Let's go build on the server instead. Let's play the game for a little bit.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. What are you talking about? I got coordinates for possible end fortresses that need explored to see if there's a better one so we can actually get these skulls. Huh?
How do you get the coordinates?
Cheaty sheet. Use Chunk Base website. It's a slime finder website that also works for another fortress and other stuff.
Nice.
And I think I can do a tutorial on my cow farm? I could. It's pretty easy to build. At least the version that's on here. The version on here is not. So the version of this, the mod is different, right? So this is our private alpha build, if you will, and it has some things that aren't in the public build, like the feed trough that automatically feeds the cows. But the rest of the cow farm can be done. You just have to feed it manually. It's basically you place a conveyor belt and push the cows this direction, let's say, with the conveyor belt, and place a block at head height. And the adult cows can't get pushed through it because they'll run into the head height block, but the babies can go through it. So you need a conveyor push facing this way here, and then one facing this way to pull them all into one spot, and you put a lava blade out here. That's really all there is to it. But don't accidentally touch the conveyors yourself, right? So when you put your fence here, pushing the cows this way, don't run into that fence, you'll get stuck. Let's do this. So I'm gonna set up the fortress locations that I've got marked down. It's not exact coordinates, but it's close enough. We'll set them, I don't know, 5, sure. A 188. Possible fortress, maybe. Wow, I can spell maybe. Save, blueprint, fortress maybe, and 367, 5, 165. Thank you, Jonathan. We build them because there's such a I think there's such a strong need for leather early on in the mod because it's pretty OP to have for conveyors. Why can't? Oh, I'm setting these up wrong. Oh my gosh.
Backwards.
Yes, it's not XYZ, it's XZY. Why would Journey Map do that? Oh. Okay, remove.
Isn't XZY the same as the command for TP?
No, it's XYZ. Because the second number is always your height.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, starting over. Fortress maybe. 345. I mean, it's easier to type in because I don't care about the Y. I care about the X and the Z. But I didn't realize that that's what it was doing. 367, 165. $11. 403.
Narrator narrates all.
What? Well, I just turned on narrator somehow.
What does that do?
It's narrating everything.
Really? That's the thing? How does it narrate?
Well, it just said narrator. Narrates all when I turned it on. So
Yeah, I've never heard what it does after that. Very weird. Anyway.
type something in chat, see if it says it.
Oh, it's chat.
I have no
2
idea.
Gazer 29 Arquack.
Yup, it just said it to me.
How did it say it? Robotic?
Yeah, Gazer 29 or Gazer 29 says quack or something like that. Is it the voice speech? I hit some shortcut key and I don't know what it is. Oh well. Which ones of those did I already save? That totally distracted my brain. Okay, I did 3 of them, so... 368 and negative 188. That's interesting. 2 of them are on the same z-axis. 188. I've heard before the Nether fortresses are supposed to like spawn basically in a straight line in the Nether. They're just separated so far you usually don't notice it.
Narrator, narrates chat.
The heck? I just got it to do it again, but I don't know how.
Narrator, narrates system. Narrator, off.
Apparently Control B is narrator in Minecraft. $582, $177. Okay, so Fortress Maybes. 300 blocks, 300 blocks, 400, 600, 500. I think the 300s are the ones to go to. Let me get some actual stone blocks now that I've got those coordinates set. Then we'll go over there. So guys, the reason I want to do this is to get to the bleak, we need 5 nether stars. So we need lots of skulls. Of course, it goes into my hand right away. Okay, how are we doing on coal? Good on food, got fire resist potions. We're gonna build some torches so I can mark my way back. Got plenty of cobble to bridge across stuff. Armor's not the best. Let's get some more chestplate. And I need 3 lapis, don't I? Let's go get some free XP from the cow farm first. I don't know if you knew that, Gazer, but the feed trough still feeds out the XP from breeding. And because the conveyors can move XP, you can stand in the corner there where you can see the cow heads poking through on the chest and just grab a bunch of XP just by walking over there. That wasn't as much XP as I thought it'd be. Look at all these death points. Just gonna enchant, see what I get with this. Better than what I got now, because it's got breaking on it. Let's actually combine it in an anvil, see if I can get break or protection 3 on it. You want me to enchant any of your stuff, Gazer? Got a few levels. Or are you muted?
Oh, yeah, I have been.
I wonder why you've been so quiet.
Oopsie daisy.
Let me just enchant them with whatever I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 12 levels, so I can.
Okay. Protection 2 in the chest plate. Oh, wait, what?
Just whatever.
Just whatever. Got it.
Got a sword actually, but I'll do that.
Got on breaking 2 on a couple of them, so at least they'll last longer for you. The other one's got protection and protection 2.
Don't have any lapis.
Yes, I do. There you go.
Thank you.
Oop.
10 sharpness 2, fine by me. Here you go.
I'm just gonna put it back on the chest up here. This is the way up. So actually get rid of junk from my inventory. I've got arrows actually, so when we go to the Nether, we're not gonna get annoyed by ghast as much. You might want to take the other fire resist potion up here. Hey Ice, I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? I'm gonna head towards the Nether.
Okay.
Help yourself to any of the food. There's plenty.
You wanna run out already?
Yeah. No need to conserve it. That's a 500, that's a 600.
How the hell do I make arrows again? Ugh.
Okay. You need arrows? There's tons of arrows.
No,
There's
no,
no point.
I've got it.
There's no point in making them though. Like, there's so
Oh.
many.
Where?
Go to the mining shaft.
Hmm.
I know what your name is, dude. That's why I didn't pronounce it. So down in the blasting area, and then the people mover.
Yep.
Oops. Come on, anyone comes on to YouTube's live stream with a long name, I know better. I've done this before, man. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave that message not shown. YouTube auto moderates.
Yes. All right. Fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I was on
I mean-
earlier with, and we got arrows, didn't I? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
died since. That's why. Gone.
like you can craft them if you want to, but save yourself the effort.
Pretty much no point. Cool.
Dang it! I took my hand off the keyboard. Place those.
Never got it back.
It's fine. I still have over a stack of. Ow.
Don't hit the roof on your way out.
To the portal. I mean, the other thing we could try and do if you're up for it, but I don't know if we can with just two of us. Let's kill the dragon.
Yeah.
We know where the portal is. We just haven't tried to do it. We haven't got enough people on at the same time.
Do it. It's just. Do you want to?
Not really, because it's gonna be funner to do it as a big group like we always do.
Yeah.
No offense, but
Yeah. I
it's
was thinking the same thing.
it's the blue one here that I want to go to first, I think. So if I chat this, you can click that and add it to your journey map, a waypoint. If we go up, it's through a cave and it turns off to the right there and kind of goes away from where that's at. So I think we kind of need to go out in the Nether here to get to it. Turn to your left.
And I didn't bring building blocks. However, that doesn't matter. I brought wood. It's not flammable at all.
Yes, because wood will work great in the Nether. All the fire and whatnot.
Can gas float up?
Yes.
Great. Anyway,
I've got cobble on me. Here,
it's fine.
there's a couple stacks of cobble.
Cool.
You just made it into the Stone Age in the Nether.
Hey, there's a lot of iron going around, alright?
Yeah, true. Oh, well,
I don't know why.
we took the long way.
Yeah.
This is where the tunnel going up comes out.
Oh, brilliant. Never mind.
I thought it was more encased in this. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's actually two fortresses in this general direction. The blue one I sent you is 300 or 200 away. The other one's 400 some away. So we can just go from one to the other. I want to go to them to see if there's a lava lake. That's the whole thing. If there's a big lava lake surrounding them, it's a candidate to get good spawns for finding skulls and stuff. I can actually see it, I think. No, wait. No, I can't. Well, we can go back and down. Let's go back and just dig down a bit. Gonna dig kind of towards and underneath you.
Just dig straight down.
The block is invisible for me.
Oh, well, I've taken care of it.
Oh, thank you. I don't like that. Stay off of the gravel for a sec. Okay, it's not updating. Good. There is lava lakes in the area, so maybe it's over it.
Yeah. It's kind of partially over it, from the looks of it. You can see it from here.
Oh, gassed.
Yeah, the good old friend.
Dead.
Wow, that was quick.
Good bow.
Giant cask here. Was it a cast here?
This might be their fortress. Let's see what the other side of it looks like when we're on it, but it's in the middle of a lava lake. Whoa! He got me through the lava. I couldn't see it coming. Ah. Nice shot.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's a couple holes that go straight into lava down there.
Fine.
The far side of it's got a big thing hanging out there. But it's not as much as what we're at now. How are we gonna get to that? Because it's down there so far we can't jump. Do we build over to that or go around? Maybe we can go around.
Ah, fuck it, we'll just build over.
Build what? You can't build down though. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna build all the way across and then get shot by that blaze.
Yeah, we can take him out.
There we go.
We can take the full damage, right?
I don't know. That's pretty far down there.
Well, let's find out. I'm newish, so it'll be fine.
You don't have feather falling. I know you don't because I just gave you the boots.
Oh,
Just
damn it.
enchanted them.
There's a guy down there. I'll kill him before. A wither. Lovely.
There's no way you're gonna make that.
Nah, I'll be fine. I don't know anymore.
What if we build over to that?
Ah, fuck. I made it.
How many hearts you have left?
4. I have no cobble though. Fuck.
How about we do that and you can build up to this and then I'll come down.
Anyway, we made it. It's fine. All fine.
Yeah, that's a fortress. And then the other direction, there's another fortress as well. And it might be Lava Lake-ish. So we might want to scout a couple of these out and see which one's best. Oh, you're going to come up underneath me. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Jumped too early. Whew. God, it's freaking nerve-wracking sometimes.
One more. There you go.
Ugh. This goddamn game.
There's a bit of a stop at the end of it. So is it worth...
Oh, what's that noise? I hate that noise. What is that noise?
I didn't hear
just
it.
the music. Oh
I
my
didn't hear
God.
what you're hearing.
Okay, it's just the music.
I'm going to go down.
Yep.
See if we can get to the other end of it and see how bad it actually is or good it is as far as other spawning spaces. Okay, that's encaved. And there is a blaze spawner there. Let's stay away from that so it doesn't get activated. It already did.
Wait. Blooming bastards.
It's not. What the heck? Oh no, Gazer!
Whoa,
Gazer! Gazer! No! Okay, I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna leave a gap. Come on. Get through there. Oh gosh.
And
Oh gosh.
That happened.
That didn't do anything. Ah! You gotta.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
Yep. You gotta come back. You gotta come back. You're gonna activate the blazes.
Ugh.
Rip. And they're gonna be after me now. Yep.
Well, I didn't shoot them. I shot the ground below my feet. They must have ran into me first. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, did you die in lava?
Yeah, probably.
You should have drunk the fire resist. Or did you not take it?
What was that? No, I didn't.
So that fortress is kind of under quarantine right now. Oh well.
That's going so well.
Is he coming for me? I can't tell. No. He's chill. So I'm gonna go to this fortress that's 200 blocks that way, so all those pigmen at least despawn. Okay. You're not coming for me, right? Good.
That was fun.
I don't think this one's better. It is higher, so it's going to be easier to get to, but there's quite a bit of blocks around it, I think. It is in a lava lake, but all this stuff would need to be slabbed up or whatever, and it's probably not better than the one we were just at. That one we were at wasn't too bad as far as blocks around it. Okay, go this way.
Right. Let's get a rolling. Oh, that went so well. Anyway, back to it.
Okay,
Need
pigmen.
Anything else? More cobble?
Sure. I think somebody might have died with some. This pigman ain't trying to kill me, so I'm good. There we go. Oh, this wouldn't have stopped him anyway. What was I thinking? They just hop over the railing. My looting 2 sword did nothing there. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be the fortress we use. I don't even know if we need to search anymore. If we conveyor this thing up, we'll get mobs like crazy, probably.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, there's some spots we could half slab up still to make it a little bit better. But how far away am I right now? I'm 48 from the center of this thing. Dang it. Oh. Shooting too quick, not getting full strength. There we go. Yeah, there's tons of blazes just spawning naturally in this thing, not from spawners. That's a dead end. That's another blaze spawner too. Well, let me on fire. Okay. Weird. See, if we brought a fire potion with us and say the continuous miner and just ate that whole thing. Fire potion in case we fall in the lava doing it. That's 46 away. $88. Yeah, so this whole fortress like wouldn't even be loaded if we were at one end of this thing. But all that stuff back there would be. That's the only problem. So if we did this piece here and stood like maybe somewhere in here and pulled stuff from all four of these directions. So from down there, all of those into here. It's doable. Just like it spawns down there. Maybe I need to make a slab cannon. It just shoots half slabs. So we can cover the area in half slabs. I've been like mob spawning suppression, right? What would be something that would make sense from my mod standpoint? Like, I've had people come in and make, you know, comments on like, oh, you should add this thing here, and it's really fits more with a magical mod than a machinery mod, right? Can you think of something machinery-wise that we could use to deny spawning?
Industrial lamp type thing, but on a larger scale. Spotlight type thing, like a center spotlight, and it just like beams out light, and it just wipes out a large area. It's like a magma torch, but you have to power it, I guess.
Does a magna torch actually affect the light level in the area?
Yeah, I thought a magma torch, what was it? It acted as if there was torches placed down in every
spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask them on that. Anyway, grabbing some.
Just doing it by light is what is an option. Don't get me wrong. It's just
Doesn't even work in the Nether.
no, light level doesn't work in there. You're right. I mean, it does for some mobs, but not pigmen. Pigmen are light level independent. They don't care. They'll spawn in the overworld in another portal during the day, even.
You went at the same time as the villager.
The pigmen did the noise about the same time too.
Where the hell's the Nether portal? There. Cool. Love the Nether rack around it.
Yeah, where that netherrack is, there used to be nothing but air, and you had to like parkour jump into it. I think when Zach put it there, he's like, if we put it by the water here, as soon as we walk out, if we're on fire, we can, extinguish ourselves. Like, okay. I really don't know what else we need to do unless we're going to go to another portal, another fortress, to see if it's even better than this one. But that other one, that direction wasn't the worst. We can go on past this one and see if there's one. 348 blocks out.
Don't mind. Or you can just use this one. How efficient do you think it is?
Come on. He didn't even notice me. When I look off in directions that are not this portal or this fortress, I have 15 in one direction, 8 in another, 12 that way. I mean, there's not a ton of mobs here that are not in the port or in the fortress. If you come back to that portal or fortress, guys, why do I keep calling it a portal? Just go straight down on the steps and go towards that same direction. Just keep going that same direction, basically. Because that's the portal. Or the next fortress is in that direction, jeez. I'm actually going to leave a cobble trail for you, too. So I went down quite a ways, and then I turned left on the fortress so I can go up onto the netherrack to go off, instead of going straight across the lava lake and bridge up and stuff.
Goddamn things at the goddamn place. Oh, wow.
It's 4:30, okay.
Yes, I see the cobble trail.
There's no easy way to the next one. It's kind of like where the fortress where you had to hop down.
Oh.
The next part of the netherrack's down quite a ways.
I'll jump.
I'm looking to see if there's a way across here. I'm gonna take a bet that it's not gonna be more efficient than the one we were just at, because there's quite a bit of netherrack right there. And I'm 120 away from it right now, so that stuff's gonna be loaded when we're in that fortress. Boo.
Oh my god.
So I'm saying there's like no easy way across here, other than just to bridge straight across and then fall. And it's 100 meters in that direction from us, so we're gonna have to go across and then through a thing.
Where's that noise? Ah, it's the music again, probably.
So I turned the Minecraft music off. Don't hear all that weird stuff.
Oh well.
Way back. Did you find it?
No.
I found it.
You found it. A giant wall.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this one's covered in netherrack spaces, spawning spaces, so it's still good. Okay, that was all the ones in this direction. The other three are basically out there where the other fortress is. So the other direction. And I just grabbed the 6 closest ones, that's all I did. I would have to go forever. You good on food and stuff? Okay.
No, left turns, Jesus. Nope. Well, at least we don't have to come back that way, probably.
Yeah, I don't know that there'd be any good reason to unless we're going really far out there. Oh, Cobble's down there.
Whoa. That was like 2 of them. Yeah, careful blazes around.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot to get a
Oh.
dynamic thing. Shield.
Oh my gosh. I despawned.
What are we doing?
Let's head back up to the portal, back out to the world, because that's the direction for all the other fortresses as well. Of the 6 I marked, at least. Let me see. I'm going to change the blueprints here, or to the markers, if I can edit fortress maybe for this one. Good. mean, no fortress is perfect in the Nether, but that's pretty stinking close compared to what we normally get. Portal Black's back is about 250 away, give or take. Is there a way through here? Maybe. This isn't even gonna cut across, is it? Oh, okay, it's close enough. 90 meters. Oh, good, there's a way through here. Yep. This is it. Let's go straight down to it. So this goes to the one we've already got marked and know about, that we set up conveyors on.
What blazes? La 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 la.
$391, $421. Where's the other one? There's 3 there, 2 there. I wonder if the other one is at our actual fortress. Got too many waypoints already over there to tell. Fortress 2. Fortress Kill Pit. Fortress maybe. Okay, so yeah, those are all in the same thing. So going over there is pointless. So we already know about that fortress. So we got 2 more to get to. Let's come back here, see if this is a good way down and across to the others. No way through there.
I'm on top and yeah, just teleport.
Okay, made it through. Oh, there you are. I'm looking back like, where's Gazer?
Tunnel through. I mean, went over top.
Gotcha. No. Whew. Accidentally placed one on right where it was coming down instead of beside it. I wondered. jump. You can skip a lot of it. It's only when you're in the block that it slows you. Tunnel down.
There it is.
Is this any better to get to it? Oh. Is that a good one?
Careful. Holy crap, I just made it.
Would you jump again?
Yep. But, you know, there was a little bit of a gap.
I don't trust this gravel though, Gazer.
No, I would. Well, no, I wouldn't.
You're not on gravel right now, right?
No, I'm on the thing.
Okay, only a little bit fell.
Okay, cool.
You just do a flying leap off of it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, this is not safe.
No, it isn't. That's what I said.
They're standing at it looking through the hole one wide.
Right, well, break it. Just go back a bit
Yeah, I'm on the soul sand.
and then break it.
Trying to find where it's out past the soul sand to trigger it.
Yeah, just keep on going forward.
They're not even on.
One hit me.
Okay, there it goes.
Yeah, if it wasn't there though, I wouldn't have made the jump.
Oh yeah, dang.
I was freaking sketchy.
Hmm. It's like the world's smallest fortress in this part. I mean, there is a lava lake here, but that side's all spawning spaces down there, right?
Mm.
And there's stuff up there. Those 4 blazes spawned right there together. Maybe spawns. There's one there. What's with the blazes?
Blazing blazes.
You get all the XP.
It's raining lava. God, it's free.
Yeah. This fortress is a lot. I mean, it's not as bad as the one we set up in, but it's still got a lot of stuff around it. Should we try the other one then? Last one. It's 250 away. Oh, gassed at the stairs. Got 3 arrows left.
How many?
I got 3. I'm good. I'm gonna grab some up here, I'm sure, because I missed a lot.
Okay. Well, I got 64. I think another stack. Here you go.
Thank you. We need to go towards the south, almost straight south. 212 blocks from where I'm at. Oh, watch your step. Lava.
Good job, man.
Could jump it. You can go around too.
Ugh.
That looked kind of close, Gazer. Did you not make it almost?
Anyway.
Thank you. Wait, is that a fortress block right there? I think it is. It's right there.
Isn't that the same one that we were just... Oh.
No.
Oh, I could see it then. Okay. Well, it's gonna be crap then, right?
So there's plenty of spawning spaces underneath it, and around it, it's not even a lava lake, at least this section of it. So I think we can just rule that one out right now. I think we already found the best one. At least of the 6 that are close. The one I'm calling best is probably better than what we've got, but I'm not sure how much better.
Which one's the one?
The first one we run into, the one you died at.
Okay.
It's surrounded by lava pretty good, but that's not the way we came, is it? Nope.
Just go over the top.
Yeah.
Yes, Cobble. Cobble mark.
Oh. My left hand's going to sleep from shifting and sprinting. My pinky is going numb.
That way. Over there. There's the bridge.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Did you see what we did at the portal, at the fortress we have?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it. Unless you want to get off or something, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know how much longer after that. So.
Yeah, I understand. I might need to take a dinner break myself. Come on, let me run. So this is it here. If we come up this way, we'll go up towards the fortress. You can see we conveyed it all up. They get shoved in here. They get separated based on the mob type, just based on their height. But because there's so many other blocks around here, the spawn rates are not very good. Like, there's all of that land down there. There's all of the stuff over here. We don't even have conveyors in the whole fortress, but if we did, we wouldn't get a ton of spawns. We'd get okay, but not enough to get 5 Nether stars worth of skulls in a decent amount of time. So that's why I'm saying if we go to that
is
one
it
that's
set up already? As in, is it running?
this, yeah. Yeah, all those conveyors feed into this pit down here. But you have to stand here for 10 minutes to get much. Right here, there, the actual skeletons. So they get separated out because they're 3 high. They can't fit through the gap. We got this conveyor here, goes 128 blocks that way to force all other mobs to despawn automatically.
Oh, bloody hell.
They get on the conveyors at least, but there's not much. Okay, let me hit this guy because I got looting. Nothing.
Milk. Cool. Well, is this a way out?
It takes you to the overworld, but I don't know where it is in the overworld. It's underground. Somebody else set that one up. So if we set up something like that at the one we're talking about, it may not be too bad. And we've got a double chest worth of leather to do it with. We would just need the redstone and iron to support it as well, as far as making conveyors. A double chest is going to turn into less than a double chest of conveyors. So it takes 6 leather to make 4 conveyors. And there's 54 slots in a double chest. Let me get back where I can get a calculator out. Made him eat his own fireball.
I saw that on the YouTubes. Yeah.
Of course it's night. It's always night when we come out of the Nether. Calculator. Oh, I got one. So it's 9 times 6, 54, like I said. Divide that by 6, that's 9 times 4, so it'd be 36 stacks of conveyors. Multiply that by 64, that's 2,304 spawning spaces that we could set up where they would just get pulled into the system. That's not a bad number.
But we'd still need to deal with it. Other line, right?
The other areas.
Sorting them.
Right, so like the part for sorting 5 or 6 conveyors, and then another 2 stacks to make sure that whatever we don't want despawns. And there's at least 2 stacks and change in this other chest beyond the full chest. So
I
we've
think we were about to run out of wheat, so should probably
harvest.
feed her up.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, if we're both going to do it, if you harvest and I plant, we'll be very quick to do it.
Let's do it. Need to empty my inventory.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna make a few chests with them.
I think there's like a nethery chest. Yeah, that one. And my dog's being annoying. There's gravel. All that stuff I threw out can just despawn. Or I can pick it up again.
Right.
Trying to throw it over the railing so I don't pick it up again, and it just bounced off the railing.
Don't pick up your other stuff.
Thanks, Gazer.
Hey, you chucked it at me. Bad cheat. Need a bridge.
There's actually a waypoint on my screen that says bridge goes here. Bridge to farms, where the gravel is. Air set up this area initially. It was like, we'll put a road here and a fence here.
Oh, let's see it. Don't see any.
Yeah, I don't see them either. Okay, you take the combine, I'll take the tractor.
Absolutely. Does it kill you?
If you run me over, yeah, it'll hurt. We do have steel-toed shoes now that you can put on, or steel-toed boots. They'll protect you from it.
Is this inventory full? No, not yet.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, we can run into each other and it still hurts.
Sorry. I was.
I didn't know it would do that. I was just thinking, oh, we'll be fine.
Out. And it's out. But I've got space, so that's fine.
If you stop, let me know so I don't rearrange it because I'm looking out the back.
Yeah, I see. That's fine.
Ah, ah, ow! You did it on purpose, didn't you?
No, I didn't know you were that close. I need to have F5 open. Sorry. I thought it was like a second. Alright. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I'll let you swing around whatever you need to do.
Around. Let's definitely have F5 open.
I guess I can do that too. In the tractor itself, I don't mind just looking out it because it's so open. The cap.
Holy crap. Cool.
We're doing on seeds.
Oh, I've run out of stuff, so I'm just gonna let it drop.
Okay.
Or is that a bad idea?
No, you're fine. I'll probably pick up some of it just by the fact that I have inventory space on me. So I need to get
Well, a
over
lot of
here.
it's going in the water. You put conveyors underneath the water.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how that would work.
However,
It might see it as having a block and not try and push it. It's waters.
what the
Yeah.
new Minecraft's gonna be like?
Maybe.
With everything floating and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I've been watching PewDiePie do his YouTube channel. I'm gonna go empty out all this crap.
I mean, you can also put slabs on them in that version, and they're still waterlogged, so you can walk on top on the slabs just fine. Doing it this way, I get plenty of seeds to keep the tractor going.
Cool. Do you need more?
No, I'm good. I will get out though and empty my inventory.
Okay, ready?
Oh, you did. Okay.
Well,
I was just seeing if you needed more out.
there's a bit of like stuff to collect, which I use a combine to collect.
Sure. Go on. You can hug the right-hand side or something and then come back and get it. Oh, this just gave me an idea. It'd be cool to have like a ability to pull another machine.
Tow a tractor planting the seeds.
Yeah.
It's a bit crazy.
It's not gonna happen, but it'd be cool.
Cool to have a vacuum tractor.
Oh yeah, pick things up.
Like the same one as what your seed one does, just vacuum.
Oh man. Okay. I need to quickly make a return without stopping at all. Because I'm going to run out of gas in this. And apparently this runs faster than the Combine, that's cool. Oh, it's going to run out of gas just as I get down here almost. It's just a hair above the yellow on the gauge. There we go. Grab what I can for wheat from here.
Run away, peasants.
Yeah. The bottom chest still has some wheat in it. Can't carry it all.
All the full damage.
Two, three, yeah. There's a bit of delay when that shows that it's got stuff in it, but it's okay.
Yeah, not that big a deal.
The delay's there so it doesn't cause as much lag. Like, it only tries to feed a calorie so often, and it's also only trying to send your inventory on that same delay.
Cool. That's 6 stacks of
So, watch this.
of
So the XP come out.
yep.
Because it's shoving all the XP from reading them down the conveyors too.
Nom nom XP.
The other thing we could do is... Oh, we can't. Dang it! Why did I make this recipe so freaking complicated? The shredder needs unobtainium and lemonite, or however you say it, from the dimension, right? And like the shredder would be the perfect thing for the wither farm, but we can't get it till we kill all the withers.
So you're thinking of tuning it down?
I want it to be tier 2, which means you have to get it from there, right? Because it's a game changer once you have that thing. Like, you don't have to...
What is it again?
The shredder. It's the mob shredder.
Yeah, but what does it do? Just kills them.
Kills
And
them...
then deposits the items below, right?
Kills them like it's a player, so you get the XP and the rare mob drops, or at least I think you do. And deposits the items and XP down underneath it. Like, it just like a... It's like the block's not there for those items, right? And that means you don't have to be near the kill chamber for any mob.
Just need it chunk loaded.
You
Well,
need it
yeah,
player
yeah.
loaded so that the mobs will spawn. But other than that, it can just run on its own.
Very nice.
You know, like, I don't know what, like the withers, the skeletons. You can't get their skulls unless it's player kill, so it does a fake player kill. So you could, in theory, just AFK at that overnight and be level whatever if you have a nice mob farm.
Well then. Could you...
Good at what?
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? Not right now, because we
Yep.
just need enough. Yeah.
I mean, we've got that one that's on the post there. I think in the Nether there's another 3 skulls.
Did you do some redstone mining, or have we already got everything we need?
I think we need redstone. Thank you, Jonathan.
Well,
You too,
more
man.
than 2.5 stacks. Oh, I suppose that's only times by 9.
I just got a message from my wife saying supper's going to be ready in about 15 minutes, so...
Okay. That's fine then.
There's a decent amount of redstone in here, but we could always use more redstone for conveyors along with iron. We haven't done it because iron's kind of easy to get, you know, tripled. But we could set up an iron farm at some point too.
What do you mean a golem?
Yeah, a villager and golem farm. Not something I want to do tonight though.
No. I've never set one up, and yeah.
I think I've done one on Cuttercraft, or at least had a big part of it. There's
I
20.
need to remember what I need to do for efficient redstone mining, or efficient blasting, or whatever.
Get Silk Touch pick, go mine all the redstone you want, bring it back here, throw it in that obsidian thing, and blast it. Then throw it through the crusher.
Okay, so you're not blasting it.
You're blasting it still that way. It's just if you want to be
Yeah,
super
but you're not.
efficient, that's the most efficient thing you can do.
Instead of going out there.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go blast. That works. But
It doesn't get too much redstone for
yeah,
just finding it, hunting it down.
right. Although, it's not like we have a shortage of bones to make Anfo or anything. Like, there's bones in there. We've got the skeleton farm over there. We're good.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna head off instead.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a break for dinner, and I might be back for streaming later, guys, if you're watching. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I might be back. I might also just not and give my hand a break because it is, like I said, my pinky's numb from being at the computer all day. So, and I have to work tomorrow, so that's probably priority, I guess. We'll see how it is after dinner. But bye, everyone. Bye, stream.